Hey guys, hope you're having a great day. Thank you so much for watching the Chen Dynasty. It's Mike Chen. You know, growing up in the West, like most Asians, I was constantly asked if I knew Kung Fu. And it didn't really help that I kind of look like this guy. But in actuality, I didn't know Kung Fu. You see, I grew up in the Midwest where there were like 3 Asians, and definitely not a part of the country where Kung Fu masters tend to reside. So I took Taekwondo. But most people I talked to didn't really even know the difference. So it didn't really matter if I said Kung Fu or Taekwondo or Karate. So in this video of our cultural comparison series, let's talk about the differences between the 3 most well-known Asian martial arts, Kung Fu, Taekwondo, and Karate. Let's start off with Kung Fu. Kung Fu, also known as Wushu, is a martial arts that originated in China. Kung Fu has a long history of development that dates back to the Shang Dynasty in 1700 BCE. Kung Fu practices unique exercise combinations, self-defense, self-discipline, and is a form of art. It was also often used to train soldiers to improve their morale in battle. Although Kung Fu was not started by monks, it flourished in temples and was considered a means of enlightenment. The meaning of the word Kung Fu or Wushu refers to any individual accomplishment or cultivated skill developed by long and hard work. And if you take a closer look at the character Wu, there is a word for stop. It refers to the fact that Kung Fu is used to stop violence and not instigate it. Kung Fu is usually done in a series of movements that are round and continuous with slow and quick strikes. Kung Fu comes in 2 different forms, external and internal. External Kung Fu practices the quick and hard movements that exercises the tendons, bones, and skin. The inner Kung Fu trains the spirit, qi, and mind, and most movements are slow and soft. Kung Fu can be practiced at any age, although generally the inner Kung Fu is practiced more with old age since it doesn't put much force on the body. As you may know, Shaolin Kung Fu is probably the most widely known type of Kung Fu, and it's originated with Damo or Bodhidharma, who was said to be able to cross a river on just a stalk of reed. Monks practiced Kung Fu in order to, as we mentioned before, reach a form of enlightenment. But it was also practiced to restore health, treat illness, protect the mountains, safeguard the ancient temples, self-defense, and to repel enemies. Kung Fu not only uses hands and foot movements, but also uses weapons known as 18般兵器, or 18 weapons of Kung Fu, that includes the battle axe, the spear, chain whip, and more. These weapons were believed to be the tools used for farming and carpentry in ancient times, and were later adapted as weapons. Kung Fu practitioners usually wear uniforms that are made out of silk or cotton, and are decorated with intricate knots and embroideries. They sometimes have colored sashes to indicate their rank, with black being the most advanced. Kung Fu practitioners also wear shoes that are lightweight with a soft sole. The biggest difference between Kung Fu and other martial arts like Taekwondo and Karate is that Kung Fu is more soft and round. While some masters of Karate may tell you to train more than you sleep, some Kung Fu Shifu may say it's better to under-practice than to over-practice, with the mentality that steady yet strict training will eventually lead to accomplishment. Next, let's talk about Taekwondo. Taekwondo is a martial arts form that originated in Korea 2,300 years ago, and today it is considered as South Korea's national sport. It was originally developed in the Goryeo Kingdom to train both the mind and body. The name Taekwondo has only been used since 1955 and comes from the Korean word Tai meaning foot, Kwan meaning fist, and Do meaning the way. So the whole word means the way of the foot and fist. Taekwondo places more emphasis on striking the opponent with legs and kicks from various angles to hit the abdomen, collarbone, and head. Each kick is full of power designed to weaken the opponent with every strike. There are no weapons in traditional Taekwondo, but in recent years, some Taekwondo practitioners begin to train with the bow staff. Taekwondo practitioners generally wear white uniforms called dobang that are generally made of heavy cotton with elastic waistbands. They use belts as their ranking system as well, of course black being the highest. The moral philosophy in Taekwondo is about self-improvement, self-discipline, and philanthropy over killing and revenge. Its conduct is for one to build the basic principles of integrity, courteous, self-control, and perseverance, and is designed to be used for protection and as a form to make peace with the world. Finally, Karate is a martial arts form created in Japan that has spiritual values stemming from concentration and self-discipline. Karate was developed from fighting methods in the Ryukyu Islands that is now modern-day Okinawa, which made much of its influence in the early 20th century. But legend has has it that karate began its evolution over 2,000 years ago when Bodhidharma arrived in a forest temple. It was practiced secretly until it traveled to Okinawa at the end of the Meiji era and was eventually made public and became popular. The word karate or kongquan means empty hand and refers to the weaponless method of defense. The only weapon a karate practitioner can use is the hands and feet. Karate students wear a white uniform called a gi, and it's light and loose fitting to create maximum mobility and speed. Karate is generally practiced barefoot, and students progress through levels that are told by their belt colors. Just like the above martial arts, the black belt is also the highest. Many movements in karate are linear, hard, and are executed with crisp and sharp movements. It is characterized primarily for its stance and use of hips and use breathing techniques to focus power. Karate in itself is extremely strict, and some may consider its culture almost like a military organization with a complex set of rules. Karate also has its own code of conduct, and its ultimate aim lies not on the victory or defeat, but on the perfection of one's character through its hard training, sincerity, effort, etiquette, and self-control. Practitioners of karate are not to misuse the skills they are taught, but are only to use them in self-defense or in the support of law and order. I feel like the study of martial arts is just so interesting because if you look at these three particular forms of martial arts, if you go back, they all have very strong spiritual ties. Because if you look back throughout history, and even today, some of the best martial artists in history in the world right now, besides practicing their strength, their technique, they all cultivate their minds. And actually, throughout the history of martial arts, cultivating the mind, cultivating the spirit is much more important than the movements, the techniques themselves. For example, in China, if you practice Shaolin Kung Fu, it also comes with a set of Buddhist principles. If you practice Tai Chi, it comes with a set of Taoist principles. And what that really does is help you cultivate yourself and eventually reach enlightenment. And that was really the primary reason why ancient Chinese practiced Kung Fu. Anyway, really interesting topic, and hopefully we'll do more videos on that in the future. Also guys, let us know what other topics you would like to see in this cultural comparison series. And it doesn't just have to be China, Korea, Japan. It could be any other country, so leave your suggestions in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you later.